Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be making the 2020 edition of HardFluff's settings, just overall Counter-Strike settings. We're going to be starting off with video settings, going into some other stuff off of that, but we're going to be flying through this. Alright, downloads will be in the description, links to everything will be in the description, don't worry about it. So if you need to pause the video, please feel free. I'm going to try to go through this moderately quickly. So, settings menu, first off, we got our video settings, alright? Color mode, computer monitor, television is a thing that some pros use. I'm pretty sure Cold Zero uses television. It just washes out the colors a bit more. Monitor is fine for me. I have my brightness at 80%. Honestly, this is a surprise for me. I know that my face is kind of cutting it off right now, but it's at 80%. I don't know why it's not at 100%. You're asking the wrong person. Aspect ratio 4:3. I play 4:3 stretched at 1440 by 1080. This is a custom resolution. I'll show you how to make that in a second. That's standard. That's standard. I do play at high video settings. Okay. I have anti-aliasing turned off. Don't like it. It makes the corners a little bit too fuzzy for me. I think it blurs it a bit. Don't like it. Texture filtering mode. Keep that on bilinear for me. And well, the 16x, what this does is it determines the resolution of the texture depending on how far away you are from it. So bilinear, only the closest textures to me are going to be full resolution. Everything else, like far away, is going to be a little bit washed out, and I like that. It makes people a little bit easier to see when they're far away, in my opinion. And then everything else is pretty standard down here. I have my HUD edge positions kind of brought in a bit, so I don't have to, look the extra inch to right or left, because I'm a weenie like that. Audio settings. My headset, my headphones do get pretty loud. I play at 100% Windows volume, so my master volume when I'm in-game, like actually like playing a competitive match, is about 35%. When I'm DMing, it's at 0.5 or 0.25, so I normally play at 0.35. Alright, that's as high as I'll go. Everything else is pretty standard. I use stereo headphones, not the 5.1 surround sound. 3D audio processing, I have that turned on. If you turn it off, it increases your FPS by about 10, but I'm not too worried about that. I like the way it sounds with it turned on. All of this is turned down. I do have the 10-second warning volume turned to 10%, so I can hear when the bomb has 10 seconds remaining, but it's not blaring in my ears, and I can still hear callouts, and I can still hear footsteps. That's about it for that kind of stuff. What I do want to show you, and it's going to look a little bit weird, I know I have the two Counter-Strikes going on right now, but I do have NVIDIA freestyle settings, okay? Now, this is in your NVIDIA control panel, as you just saw how I did it. So this is the filter that I use. Now, do not copy this filter like number for number, value for value, because I have it really like fine-tuned to the way that my monitor is calibrated, and your monitor is going to be calibrated differently. Okay, so you're going to want to fine-tune this. You can use mine to like start out, get a baseline, but really fine-tune it to the way that you want it to look. So I use sharpen at 43%, and I ignore grain, film grain to 100. Then brightness and contrast, exposure at 0, contrast at 3, it's pretty much 0. Highlights at -60, shadows at -50, and gamma down to 0. Again, that's something that's very dependent on the way that your monitor looks. And color to tint color 0, tint intensity 0, temperature 0.5, that's pretty much 0, and then vibrance at 50. So that's what I like for my NVIDIA freestyle settings. I like the game to not look as dark. I like the shadows to be lessened, and I just like a little bit more vibrance. Alright, so now out of game settings. Okay, I use Vibrance GUI. A link will be in the description for this. You install it. I have it set to 50% for Counter-Strike, or sorry, 50% for normal. In-game vibrance level for Counter-Strike is at 100%. You minimize it, it goes into your tray. It's done forever. Alright, it's perfectly fine. Now let's go into my launch options. Okay. So I have a bunch of stuff in here. Most of it is useless. I don't have too much stuff in there compared to other people. So let's see. Let's go all the way to the front. No vid, -no vid. This takes out the the little like CSGO loading screen when you're loading into the game. Tick rate 128. This is so that when I open up an offline server, it's 128 tick. That is important, so when I'm lining up smokes and throwing them, they land. 128 tick servers and 64 tick servers have different landings for smokes, so you want to make sure that you're practicing for the servers that you actually play on. Language, Banana Gaming. I use the Banana Gaming text pack for my text. I don't know what the hell you call it. It makes looking at like chat when like there's smokes or flashes thrown a bit easier. It's a bit less convoluted. Colors are a bit better. I'll talk about that later on. D3D 9EX, that's, you don't need that anymore. No Joy, you don't need that anymore. Freak 144, you don't need that anymore. No Browser, you don't need that anymore. Lots of that stuff's outdated. So now let's go to NVIDIA Control Panel. This is how you actually make custom resolutions. So for custom resolutions, you go to the change resolution. Also, this is only if you have an NVIDIA graphics card. I don't know how you do this if you have an AMD graphics card. You go to the change resolution, customize, and then you create a custom resolution. As you can see, I've already made one, and that's my 1440 by 1080 at 144 hertz. Now, if you want to play stretched versus black bars, I play stretched. As you can see, it takes up the full screen when I play. You go down to adjust desktop size and position, and you make it full screen instead of aspect ratio. Okay. Now, let's see, 3D settings, all this is pretty default. You can pause it if you want to make sure that it's all the same with yours. The only thing that I know I've changed is low latency mode. I have turned to ultra, and that's about it. So now if you want my Crosshair ViewModel config or auto execute, I almost made it through that whole thing without stuttering. It's in my Discord. A link to my Discord is in the description. You join, you get into the welcome thing, you go to announcements. It's all right there. It's all pinned, and it doesn't even need to be pinned because there's nothing else there. I'm going to update this video link to this video once I put it out, and this will all be in the description of this video as well, except I can't put the download link. So if you want my config or my auto execute, that's how you get it. So this is the Banana Gaming text mod. A link will be in the description to this. It just changes the colors of the like types of grenades that are being thrown and all that. It makes everything, like, it takes out some of the clutter that's normally in a text channel. I may make a tutorial on how to install this. There's a ton out there, but if you guys ask for it and I need the views, I'll do it, you know. But no, it's pretty easy to do. I almost forgot to go over my sensitivity and all that. So I play, let's actually see what sensitivity I play at. I play at 0.84 and then 0.78 for zoom sensitivity. This is at 800 dpi. The way that I came up with these very arbitrary values is that I went into a, what are they called, aimbot server. Alright, let's say that there is a like guy right there, okay? I would go like this, I would flick over to his head, and if I overshot it, like multiple times, and I kept shooting in the same place, overshooting it, I would lower my sensitivity. If I undershot it, trying to flick over to that place, I would make my sensitivity greater, alright? Pretty simple. That's how I came up with what I feel comfortable with, okay? Now just overall things, if you do download my config, this is what you're going to be set up with, alright? Z doesn't do anything. X is my smoke. C is my molly. V is my nade. And then 4 is my flash. It all makes sense. It doesn't, actually. Mouse wheel down is my jump. I also have space bound to jump. Q is my jump throw bind. I do not use Q to quick switch. I use it as my jump throw bind. 1, 2, 3 is, you know, just basic switching through weapons. Mouse wheel up does not scroll through the weapons. I have that unbound. Let's see, what else do we have? K is my warm-up config. So like I load into one of these servers, I press K, and it makes it so all the bots are kicked out. I got an hour. I can fly around. M is my no clip. It types no clip into console, and it types it into chat. The reason why it types it into chat is because on ESCA servers, you don't do it in console, you do it on chat. If you press backslash, comes up with a little smiley face in chat. That's a little hidden gem in my config. Let's see what else. J is my smoke crosshair toggle. Okay. L, pretty sure. Yeah, L is my decoy grenade. I never buy decoy grenades, so I have it bound to L so I can pull it out and throw it at the start of the round if I accidentally pick it up. Everything, I'm looking at my keyboard, everything else is pretty standard if I recall. When it comes to these kind of servers, P is my speed up, O is my slow down. If you have a grenade out, okay, left bracket turns on the grenade lineup throw, right bracket turns it off. If you want to rethrow a grenade using my config, alright, you press period, and it throws it again. Let's see what else we got going on. If I pull this out, yeah. So if I pull a grenade out and I like turn this on, you don't have to have it turned on, but you can press N, and it will show you the lineup and where it will like pop. I think that's about it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it. So if you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment. I'm sure that there will be a ton of questions because most of this probably didn't make sense. Thank you all for watching. Hope you have a good day, and I'll see you next time.